So it was Christmas last week, and one of my gifts was the Star Wars Legion core set. Now this was picked up in Black Friday for about £47, which is down from I think about £90. And it is a really good value set. It comes with a rule book, some other little pieces like dice, and 33 miniatures, including a Darth Vader and a Luke Skywalker. You got 14 stormtroopers come in this box set, and that got me thinking. I've just got the Sonic Mini 8K resin printer. So what I'm thinking is, can I replicate some of the stormtroopers and try supplement my army? And will you be able to tell the difference between the fakes and the real Star Wars Legion? Let's find out. Let's jump on the computer, because first we've got to get some STL files. So looking online, I've easily found lots of different sources for stormtroopers, but I think these ones mostly match the stormtroopers that I've already got and the poses as well. So I'm thinking I could use these to supplement my army. Now these only cost 0.79 cent to purchase, but I've already purchased these, so I've got them here ready to go. So we've got Trooper 1, Trooper 2, a Rocket Trooper, another Trooper, and a Heavy Trooper. So we can go ahead, let's open up Lightsheet, and we're going to copy in the files. So we want, let's say, one of each. Copy those into there. Then we want to repair the models, because sometimes they have little holes in them. So that's fine. Then we basically just want to go ahead and organize them as so. Now, these models look pretty similar to the ones that we've got already, so I'm thinking these might actually print out really nicely. For example, this rocket troop here looks very similar to the one that actually comes in the box. Okay, so again for scale, if we take our tallest dude here, which is almost stood up completely, we've got 37mm. Now again, if I take my caliper and I look for a similar posed dude, we're probably looking at around 36 to 37mm as well. So again, looking across the scale, so X axis, the red one, we're looking at 15mm across. So if I take the largest part of my current model, we are also looking at about 15mm. What I like to do is I actually like to rotate all of my guys back a little bit, just so the supports are mainly supporting the underside of the model. And then we will move these back slightly, and we can go ahead and add our supports. Now I'm just going to go with a basic auto generated supports. It is recommended to do these manually, but for the sake of time, I prefer just to do the auto. Okay, so we've got our 5 stormtroopers here now ready to print. So I'm going to export these and send them over to the printer. So for our printer, we're using the Sonic Mini 8K. It's absolutely fantastic printer. This bottle of resin come with the printer. This stuff is fantastic. I've had so many good prints with this stuff, but I'm starting to run low. So for now, I've changed over to the Anycubic resin. Now this come on, I think, Black Friday for around half price, and this is about £25 a kilogram, not on sale, and this is about £65 a kilogram. So our stormtroopers are currently printing, and we're using the Anycubic resin. Here we've got a little ODST for reference. So this again was printed using the Phrozen Mini 8K. This is actually their 8K aqua grey resin, which we're not actually using for our print for the stormtroopers, because I was running a little bit low of this one. As you can see, the printer itself prints out really nicely. So because of the colour of the resin, the Anycubic details are a lot harder to see until they're primed. But here's an example of the Anycubic resin that we're using for our stormtroopers. Now that I've finished my first print, I've emptied out the vat, cleaned it all out, and we're going to be topping up with our aqua grey resin from Phrozen, just to do a comparison between the two, because I think this prints out a lot nicer. So I wanted to expand the variety of my models, and I found this fantastic artist at Skullforge Studios. They make absolutely brilliant 3D print files. Now, it's one-off payment, and you get to keep the files, and you can print as many as you like. I've gone for these Remnant Stormtroopers because I think they look really cool. Now, you get 8 models in this pack for £10, and they come in a dynamic pose and a static pose. And like I said, once you get the file, you can print as many as you want. You could print 100, you could print 200. So the cost is actually relatively cheap. So here they are after a couple of days. We've done all our test printing. We got the scale right. Now with the Skullforge Studio ones, we didn't actually need to change the scale. But can you notice the fakes? I've mixed them in there somewhere. That's right. Every single one of them is a fake. I've even downloaded some extra hero models just because I like the look of them. Let's go ahead and look at our Anycubic resin prints first. Now these guys, they do look really cool. And because the resin's so cheap, you could print out a big bulk army of these, mix them in there, and I don't think anyone would be none the wiser. Now I don't know if it's the resin or if it's the 3D model that's letting this one down a little bit. Now I did do a test print in the Phrozen 8K resin, and I do believe these ones look far better. I feel like the details are just popping out that little bit more. Here we have the Remnant Troopers from Skullforge Studios. Now these are by far my favourite. They're much more detailed than the first file we found, but these do cost a little bit more for the files. It cost me about £10 in English pounds, and you get 8 models. I think you get all 8 in a dynamic and a static pose, and they do come pre-supported. But I think these in the Phrozen 8K Aqua Grey look absolutely fantastic. So I had to keep scrolling, and I found this absolute brilliant 3D file from Skullforge Studios, and you get Qui-Gon, you get Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I think these are one of my favourite because they've come out really well. The details on them are absolutely fantastic. These were a little bit more expensive, so they did cost me about £10 for the file. And again, originally I was trying to do this on the cheap, trying to get extra models for my army. A Darth Maul would cost probably about £15 if you bought it on Amazon alone. But to me, this Darth Maul that I've printed looks just as good, probably as some of the stuff you would get from the shop. So thanks for watching. I'm going to leave it there. I've really enjoyed getting into my 3D printer. The Phrozen 8K Mini is fantastic. This is my first 3D printer and I'm not disappointed. The resin, I would like to try and get the settings right on the Anycubic basic resin, just because it's cheaper and much more available in this country. I'm excited to get my hands on more of the Phrozen 8K resin, but unfortunately at the moment you can't really buy it in the UK, and getting it from abroad or getting it from Phrozen directly, you're looking at about £60 delivery. So for now, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you would like to see me 3D print some models, then please leave a comment and like the video. It will help me out a lot. Goodbye.